So good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Chair Yoga. Today's practice is going to focus on moves that stretch and strengthen the upper body. Particularly if you're a woman, we typically don't engage in activities that strengthen the upper body. And certainly now is not a good time to start going to the gym for obvious reasons. So we'll incorporate some of those moves in our practice today to help us get a little stronger. What I do want you to have is something you can use as a yoga tie. It's just simply a strip of fabric. This is about 1.5 yards long. You can use a necktie, a belt, a towel, just something that will extend your reach if you think about it that way. So let's begin. So we always begin our practice by setting aside this particular time, this particular moment in the day, putting aside everything that may have happened earlier and letting go of any concerns about what might happen later in the day, just so we can be 100% present. And we do that by allowing our eyes to close and connecting with the breath. Simply feeling ourselves present in our bodies, in our breath, in this moment. This wonderful, never to be duplicated moment. So precious. Connecting deeply with a sense of the breath moving in and out of your body. Bringing in energy and letting go of tension. Noticing any areas in the muscles and bones and joints that might feel a little tight or tense, and using the breath to help you relax, settle in. Noticing the busyness of your thoughts and giving those thoughts permission to rest just for a while in the breath. And I invite you to make your breath a little bit deeper now so that it begins in a soft, open belly and travels upward through your chest all the way to your shoulders. And as you exhale, pouring the breath from the body, shoulders, chest, and belly. Waves of breath. Each time you notice that your thoughts may be pulling you away to a different place or time, just gently return to the moment by returning to your breath. Let's take 3 more complete breaths. Letting go of that technique and just letting your natural breath come back. Remembering to use this technique anytime the tension starts to build in your life, or just to come back to the moment. Opening your eyes, let's sweep the arms up. And exhale, letting them float down. Just beginning with some sun breaths to open the shoulders, the arms. Always connected with a breath coming in and a breath going out. Let's do that once more, looking up as we breathe in And dropping your chin to your chest as you breathe out. Allowing the arms to reach up and remain lifted as you come into seated mountain. Feeling your feet grounded on the floor, letting your fingertips lift, but relaxing the shoulders down the back body. And now we're going to climb an invisible ladder. So reach up as high as you can, make a fist and pull it down. Reach up with the other hand and pull it down. So you're putting a lot of energy in this as if you were actually climbing. Reaching up, feeling the stretch all the way down in the waist and pulling it down. Let's do that once more, left and right. And then reaching up one more time, lifting through the fingers. Let's let that left elbow bend. Cradle it with your right palm. Draw the shoulders and the elbows back to open the heart. And breathe. Once more, breathing in and letting it go. And let's reach up again. This time bending the right elbow, cradling it with the left palm. Shoulders and elbows back as you breathe into the front of your body. Couple more breaths here. Good, and then release, reach up, and allow the arms to float down. Take a breath. So I'm just going to bring my arms out from the shoulders, turning the palms up as I breathe in, and exhale, rotating them down. Breathing in, I lift the palms. Breathing out, I float them down. So notice what this is doing to your shoulder blades in your back body. You're going to feel them moving as well. So this time when the palms come up, I'm going to just touch my fingers to my shoulders and begin to circle the elbows. Nice lazy circles, trying to get the full range of motion out of those shoulders. Let's do a couple more in this direction. And then go the other way. Shrugging off all the tension from the day. Good. And then extend the arms, turn your palms down, and float the arms down. So here's where we're going to use our yoga tie. And the intention with this series of movements is to create tension on the tie. So you're going to imagine that you're pulling the hands away from one another and maintain that tension through all the movements that we do. So bringing that tie overhead and then exhale, reach it back, tension still on the tie. Inhale back and then round your spine and press your arms and the tie forward, keeping the tension. Inhale, lift up, exhale, reach it back. Inhale up, again, round your spine, tuck your chin, press your arms and the tie forward. Inhale up and exhale back. Let's do that once more. Exhaling forward. Inhale, tension on the tie, reach up, reach it back, bring it back. And now we're going to go from side to side. So again, keeping the tension on both ends. Reach it to the left. Notice that lower arm doesn't get soft. You want to keep the arms extended. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale to the other side. So you're breathing in as you come up, and you're exhaling as you go to the side. Breathe it up and exhale. Breathe it up And exhale. And this time we're going to pause here, and you can just rock a little bit forward and back. So if you find a spot in your body that feels particularly tight or tense, you can play with that, work with that a little bit. Good. Bring it up and over to the other side. Again, bottom arm stays engaged. And bring it up. So now we're going to make some big circles. So circle right from your sit bones, reaching back, reaching to the side, reaching forward. Just stirring up a great big old pot. Let's pause for just a moment and go in the other direction. Nice big circles. Oh, arms getting tired yet? Good. And then pull that tie away from one another one more time, and then release it. Let it go. So if you want to stretch out your upper arm, you can just take your left arm across your chest, press on the upper arm, and then go to the other side and press. Stretch it out. Good. So let's work on the lower body a little. I'm just going to bend my right knee and begin to draw it up. You can hold on behind the thigh or below the knee, wherever is comfortable for you. Make sure you're not leaning back in your chair. Sit bones firmly on the chair, and your left foot is flat on the floor. Circle the ankle. And even in this simple movement, it's so important to stay with your breath. Go in the opposite direction, please. Good. You could just point your toe, press out through your heel, point and press. Great. From here, we'll go into the figure 4 stretch. So your options are to cross at the knee, at the ankle, the knee, or placing that right ankle on top of your left thigh. Sitting up nice and tall as you do this, pressing down on the knee, pulling up on the foot, reading just the right level of stretch. You can even fold forward, allowing your head to be relaxed. So by following your breath, you can really stay connected with the sensation. Inhale, let's come up. So you can find what is exactly right for you today. Let's go to the other side. Left knee comes up, sit up straight. Draw that knee in as close as you can, and we'll begin to circle the ankle. Both directions. Good, and point the toe, press out through the heel. Just going back and forth, rocking the foot. Squeeze that knee in a little tighter, and let's get ready for the figure 4 stretch on this side. Again, whatever variation is working for you today is where you want to be. So gentle downward pressure on the knee. You're reading the sensation in the upper outer part of your left hip. Leaning forward if that feels right. And then on an inhale, bring it up. And that's a stretch that you might want to stay in a little longer when you're practicing at home, particularly if you're doing a lot of sitting, because it's so good for the lower back, especially if you tend to have lower back issues, sciatica, very, very helpful. So let's do some sun salutes, which also help with the upper body. We're going to press the palms together to engage those arm muscles. On an inhale, let the arms sweep up. On an exhale, reach it back. Taking your breath in and then folding forward, letting it go. Inhale, come up part way, palms to knees. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms sweep up. Let's reach back on an exhale. Take the breath into mountain and exhale right back to your heart. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale, reach back. Inhaling back to mountain. Exhale, fold forward. Come up part way, breathe in. Exhaling and folding. And then one last time, sweep those arms up. Gather in all the breath. Exhale, reach it back. Take your breath into mountain and draw it back to your heart center. Take a breath. So a pose that's really good for the upper body is the eagle pose. We're going to do it seated first, and then I will invite you to either do it standing, I'll lead it standing, or you could repeat it seated if you feel more comfortable doing that. So we're going to pretend our arms are wings and bring them up overhead and place the backs of your hands together. As you exhale, take your left arm across and allow the right arm to wrap on top. Squeeze the upper arm bones together. Now, if this doesn't work for you, if your shoulders are too tight, you can just cross your arms and place the palms on your shoulders. Draw the elbows down, squeeze the arm bones together. And then we'll take the left foot and cross it over the right and squeeze the thighs together. Your gaze is beyond your fingers, off into the distance. You're breathing slow and steady. One more breath here. Great. Inhale, open the arms. Release the feet, and we'll go directly to the other side. So on an exhale, the right arm comes across, the left arm wraps. And again, this is your alternative to cross the arms across your chest. Whatever position your arms are in, squeeze your upper arms towards one another. Draw the elbows down. Take the right foot over the left and squeeze the thighs. Sit up tall. Maintain your focus into the distance. And let's get ready to release here. So uncrossing the feet, open your arms or your wings, let them float down and take a breath. I'm going to do the pose again standing, and I invite you to either practice standing with me or repeat it seated, whichever is more comfortable for you. So I'm going to stand alongside my chair. Good. So you can always keep one hand on the chair too. If balance is an issue for you and you're not comfortable, you can always just cross one arm across your chest and stick with that. So I'm going to open my wings. And again, I'm going to wrap the left arm around the right and squeeze those upper arm bones together. Feel your shoulder blades broaden. Draw the elbows down. Shifting your weight to the leg closest to the chair. Let's begin to pick up that left foot and cross it over. So the heel of that left foot is up and the knee of the supporting leg is soft. Elbows down. Engage your breath. So we're doing a little bit of balance work here too, which is always a good thing. Great. Let's breathe in and uncross the feet. Open the arms, and we'll go directly to the other side. Again, choosing an arm position that works for you. Squeeze those arm bones together. Draw the elbows down. Weight comes to the outside foot. And we pick up the right foot and cross it over. Thighs move towards one another, the whole leg engaged. Breath is steady. Very prominent breath. Great. And we'll release now, releasing the foot. Releasing the arms. Let them float down. And take a minute just to notice how you feel. It's a really deep arm stretch. Okay, so we're going to move into triangle pose. I'm going to separate my feet a little wider apart and making sure that both of your knees stay relaxed and soft. You always want to remember to do that with standing poses, just to make the muscles do their job rather than relying on the flexibility of your joints. I'm going to turn the right foot so it faces the chair, left foot faces in slightly, and my hips are forward. Let's reach up with the left arm. Reach up as high as you can and begin to arch directly to the side. So if you don't need that right hand for support, you can bring it to the inside of the leg. You can look up. You can look at the horizon. You can gaze down at the floor. Whatever feels right. Whole left body is stretched. We'll do one more breath here. Great. Inhale, extend all the way up, lowering that left arm. And let's take the right arm up and overhead into a counter stretch. And bring it back. Good. Step your feet together. So we'll do a modified version of the tree pose, which is kind of fun. I'm going to take the leg closest to the chair and put it up on the chair. So my toes are facing outward, and I try to open the hips by encouraging this hip to move back. I can build my branches with one hand or with both hands, depending on how stable you feel. Reaching up, finding that three-part breath, breathing completely. One more breath here. Deep breath in and let it go. And release the foot. So we're going to do triangle and tree pose on the opposite side, but in between, let's move into a downward facing dog. So I'm going to take a hold of the back of the chair and just walk my feet back. Let my belly and my chest hang down. Head is relaxed. You can pedal your feet here, lifting one heel at a time, bending the opposite knee. So just walk in the dog. And then walking back to the chair. Let's go to the other side. So beginning with triangle pose, comfortable stance. They say the feet should be about a leg length apart, but it could be a narrower stance or it could be a wider stance. So it's totally up to you. Remember, this is your practice, so adapt it as you feel comfortable. I'm going to turn my left foot so it's facing the chair. Right foot turns in slightly, hips are forward. Right arm reaches up, and over we go. Continue to breathe. Releasing the hand if you don't need it for stability. Perfectly fine. Adjust your gaze. You always want to think about the comfort in your neck when you're doing these poses. If this feels like a strain, just turn your gaze down. So we'll release that and move directly into the counter stretch. Left arm reaches up and over. And back. So how about tree pose on this side? So I'm going to pick up my left foot and place it on the chair, knee turned out. As soon as you open that knee out like that, you can feel the stretch that's going on in the inner thighs, which is very, very good. One hand or two to build your tree. There we go. And you can keep your arms extended, or if you want to play with the hand positions, you can separate the arms. You can make your tree sway a little bit in the breeze. There's always room to play with these poses. Great. One more breath here. Make sure you keep that supporting knee soft. And lower down. Great, and release the foot. So we'll do one more downward facing dog. This time I'm going to take a little deeper stretch by placing my hands on the seat of the chair and walking my feet back. And just pedaling the feet a little more for a little bit more stretch in the hamstrings. Breathing into the belly. And then let's walk back to the chair and take a seat. So we'll finish up with thread the needle and also a seated twist. So we'll begin with thread the needle, beginning with the right arm, stretch it out nice and long. Slide it along your left thigh. Again, whatever level you're comfortable with, you can lean forward. Head is relaxed, you can sweep the arm up. Gives you a really deep twist in the spine. And on an inhale, we'll come up and go directly into our twist. So we'll take the left arm, bring it to the right knee, right hand to the side of the chair. Being kind to your neck by keeping it lined up with the center of your chest. And then inhale, come back to center, and we'll go to the other side. Left arm reaches up, getting ready for thread the needle, sliding it along, easing yourself forward, adding an arm sweep if that's something that your body would like to do. Head is relaxed. And as you inhale, come back up and go right into the twist. So that right palm comes to the left knee, left hand to the chair. Let your spine get a little bit taller each time you breathe in. And you can add the twist as you breathe out. The next time you take a breath in, let that be the signal to come around to the front. And then we'll just sit for a moment or two and do a little body scan. Letting your eyes close and noticing the shifts that have happened in your body, in your energy, in your thoughts during your practice. And if you're home and you want to take longer for this part, you can certainly feel free to sit longer or even stretch out on the floor. But in addition to building flexibility, balance, and strength, yoga also builds mindfulness. So our practice teaches us more and more about the nature of our bodies and our thoughts and our hearts. And if you're ready to release your relaxation, you can begin to stretch. Oh, in any way that feels right to you. There's no right or wrong way to do this. There's just your way. I like to open my arms wide and then wrap them around so I'm giving myself a big old hug. And then open up wide again. Breathe in, exhale, wrap in the other direction. Give yourself a squeeze. And we'll bring our hands to prayer position. I honor you for taking the time to refill your well, energetically, physically, mentally, by coming to your practice. And I salute you with Namaste, Jai Bhagwan. Have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed your practice. And I hope to see you again very soon.